A few months ago, I injured myself pretty badly. I broke the very tip of my finger, as I've told everybody on here before. I don't know if you can see that. And it tore the skin from the nail a little bit, and the bone was broken straight through. It was a compound fracture. This could have been easily avoided, and it's not something that a lot of people when going to the gym really think about. So in today's video, I'm going to teach you guys exactly how to stay injury-free while lifting heavy. For those of you who don't know, my name is Rick Goodman. I'm the creator of Vexick Fitness, and I'm on a journey to create a strong society through building strong individuals. Now, if that interests you, then make sure to like and subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for more future content just like this. So, let's dive right in. Now, the first thing that you'll want to do when you are in the gym is obviously be aware of all of your surroundings, especially when you're doing weightlifting or lifting heavy weights. That is the number one thing that I've seen people do, and even I've done, is we're not being aware of our surroundings, and you end up dropping something, you end up crushing yourself between two objects, and then you'll have worked so hard and then can end up setting your progress back so far over something that could have been avoided so easily, and it really sucks. When I was benching, and this is very key as to why you want to make sure there's no other objects around you, make absolutely sure that your entire immediate area is clear. I was on the bench and I had two dumbbells. I was benching forward, and then this one time I decided to slam down the weight, and it turns out that the weight that my friend was using was actually right underneath me, and I dropped it, and right in between the two, I crushed the tip of my middle finger between those two dumbbells and ended up doing compound fracture. As I said, he had to take me to the hospital, and I was basically out of fitness for about 2 months. I couldn't write, my finger was constantly flipping off people. It was a hell of a thing. It's really stupid. So that's number one, is that you want to make sure that your surroundings are completely clear. Be aware of your surroundings. Number two is that you want to make sure you're wearing the right type of gear to prevent injuries. I won't explain the highly specifics of each form of equipment, each form of gear that you're supposed to wear, but basically you're supposed to wear a belt to protect your lower back, and knee sleeves to protect your legs. You should have safety bars on when you're doing squats specifically. You need safety bars to catch the weight if you end up dropping it, or if it ends up coming down on top of you. A lot of people have died that way, and it's very scary. I've had the weight nearly collapse on me, and I've seen it collapse on people. It's a very horrifying thing to see. So be very careful of that. You'll want wrist wraps to protect your wrists and to stabilize them. You'll also want to wear hard shoes. If not steel toe shoes, at least some shoes that can protect you. It's really weird. That little extra bit of cushioning can very much protect you from things that you'll never suspect. A few years ago, I was taking a plate out of my parents' garage, and I dropped it, and it fell over. I was sliding it off the top of another plate, right? And when it hit the floor, it wasn't that far, but the part that was in my finger slipped, and it landed right on my toe, again, the tip of my big toe. And it caused a blood blister. It was excruciatingly painful. Blood started pooling up there. My toe had swollen up a lot. But at that time, I didn't break anything, thank God. So when that had happened to me, luckily, it was not that far of a drop, but I was also just happened to be wearing shoes. I was wearing Converse though. The tip of Converse are pretty hard, but they're not solid enough, nowhere near as strong as steel toe shoes. But that being said, it's better to have some protection than no protection at all. A lot of people go barefoot when they're in the gym because they want flat feet, specifically for squatting and for deadlift. I understand that. Hell, even I've done that, but you want to make absolutely sure that you're in a good position to do so, because if not, if that weight falls on you, or if it hits something and that falls on you, you're going to be screwed, and you're going to be out of it for quite a while, out of training for quite a while. Now, number 3, and at least the thing that is very important to me, is that you'll want to strengthen up your body to be able to resist and handle a lot of those weights. When I first started training with weightlifting with my dad, back when I was about 13 and a half, what he had me doing was he had me do lightweight, lot of reps. Now, when you do this, you won't gain a lot of size, but you can gain endurance. But the very key thing, and I've asked even my friends who do strength training professionally, and they've studied this, such as my friend Sebastian, is that when you do this, you strengthen up your tendons and your ligaments a lot more, because those are the ones that they take a long time to get strong, but when they become strong, they also take a long time to atrophy, unlike muscles. This is also one of the reasons why when people such as bodybuilders lift heavy a lot, and for a short period of time they might gain a lot of muscle and a lot of size, but then one day they're going super hard. I've seen this on preacher curls. It is so disgusting. Or if they try a deadlift or curl or something, they'll go all the way down and their bicep tears. And it's because the point right here, the point where your bicep connects to your elbow, or your lower arm, it doesn't have a stable base because it's not attached as well to that ligament. And when it gets too big for the ligament to handle, it'll just rip right off. So you want to be very careful with that. I've seen the videos, they're very disgusting. And this goes for all of them. I've sprained my ankle when it comes to Muay Thai, and that was because when I was trying to do a switch step kick, I tried doing a roundhouse and I landed too far. I jumped too far back. I stepped too far back. I stepped too far back and my ankle rolled on its side and I sprained it, full on sprain, and to the point that I heard a crack. I didn't break anything, thank God, but from what I heard, a sprain is actually worse than a break, depending on how it goes. So that happened with that, and from that point on, after I healed, I started rolling my ankles to the side as well, because that strengthens their stability, that strengthens the muscles in that position. You also want to get balancing balls, and you'll want to stand on those because those will help strengthen up your ankles as well. Especially us as humans, it's very important that we take care of those body parts. And then of course the basics, you'll want to train abs, you'll want to do things where you're strengthening your core, may give yourself a little extra meat on your bones so that way you can make sure that your body is as tough as possible, because that's one of the reasons why in Muay Thai we tend to beat each other in the stomach or in the chest, things that won't damage us permanently but actually get stronger, is because when your body's able to take a beating, it's able to take a beating. And that also includes with gym injuries. I've been hit by the bar when I've dropped it and I've basically been totally fine. Just last week, it was only a plate, or a couple weeks ago, I was benching and like an idiot, for some reason my thumb slipped out from the bar and it landed and hit me right in the chest. And I had the wind knocked out of me for a brief second, but then I was like, oh, okay, I'm fine. And then just got the bar and lifted it back up. My gym partners, Zach and my old friend Kabar, they saw me and they panicked for a second. I was like, nah guys, I'm fine. Then they started laughing. But yeah, so that's it for today. Those are my ideas, or that's how I like to stay injury-free while lifting heavy weights. Now, obviously you want to take it from a guy who's been there, done that, because if somebody else has injured themselves in bizarre ways, you want to make sure that you follow their advice on not to do that thing. And if they haven't and they end up keep injuring themselves, then that's how they end up crippled for a long period of time. So, but I digress. So, that's it for today's video. If you like this video, then make sure to like and subscribe, comment, let us know your gym injuries. I want to see what people have to say about this topic in the comments. So, if that's all for today, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.